What? Oh, yeah. I'm going to open. Oh, my God. Why is there so much fuzz on my everything?
Greetings, people of Earth.
Actually, no.
My name is Admiral Bonaparte High Stepper, and I am the Master of Ceremonies for tonight's 166th annual charity ball brought to you by our good friend Baron Munchausen.
By proxy.
We will be we have entered into what I find is the most entertaining point of the charity bowl. We've had our dances, we've had our feast, and now we have joined to the royal court to allow them to tell tales of adventure, of scoundrelry, of excitement, and we have assembled some of the finest members of the Baron's peerage here tonight to do so. The process of playing these, telling these tales shall go thusly. Each member of the royal court has a cupful of coins in front of them.
You can't have my coin.
At the end of the night, whomever so shall have the most amount of coins shall be crowned King of the Baron's Balls.
Oh, yeah.
And they shall wear this title until such time as we meet again and have an entirely new round of storytelling. The Baron, though he is not here in body, he is here in spirit, and he's entrusted me with some of his favorite stories that each member of the royal court can tell. So I will ask a member of the court to tell that story, and they will do so. They will have approximately 5 minutes to do so. You do not need to take the entire time if it is a story of brevity and wit. But whenever your story is completed, you declare an oath that this story is true. I swear it, or my name is not. And then you insert your name.
How's that gonna go for you?
Depends how many drinks.
My name
I need another 5 minutes.
Now, during the story, the telling of the story, other members of the royal court, who of course are attuned to the gossip and legends that flow through the Baron's peerage, may wish to seek clarification about certain points on the story. In which case, they will take one of the coins from their cup. I will approach them with the microphone, and they will ask for that clarification, such as, "But dear Baron, I was to understand that you were, while you were romancing the Queen of the Moon, that you were also involved with the Lady of the Sun. How did you manage such a strange assignation?" The storyteller can then either choose to incorporate that detail into their story, in which case they accept the coin that was offered, or they may offer a coin of one of their own back to the person who offered the detail, also with a slight insult because they have interrupted your time in your story. Should you wish, the royal court may interrupt and raise the stakes up to 3 coins before you can. You must see the point. Unfortunately, we eliminated dueling at the 47th annual Barons
such a
Ball,
shame.
as all of the members came down with a slight case of death. Now, those here in the audience can also affect the outcome of this phase of the ball. We are raising money tonight for an LGBTQ plus outreach center here in Madison. Yes. Donations that you give to me will be passed on to that organization, whilst the coins that I give to you can be tipped into each of the cups for the members. And the costs are thus: at the basic level, if you donate $10, you gain 1 coin to use. If you donate $20, you gain 3 coins to use. If you donate $50, you gain 5 coins that you must give to one member of the court, but they then must raise a toast to another member of the court who will receive 3 coins. Should you wish to hear a particular story of the Baron's travails, you may donate $60. And at $100, you may ask your own story to one of the royal court members, subject to the approval of me as master of ceremonies, as we do not wish we wish to make sure that the story is of proper decorum, as there are ladies, and also to make sure that nobody attempts to ask one of the royal court members to do a version of the aristocrats. So
I'm just gonna let y'all know if there's anybody doing the aristocrats.
It's the cannonballs.
This guy.
I will quickly introduce our members, and then I will get the first story going. If you wish to make a donation, you may raise your hand like a peasant, and I will collect your donation. We are accepting cash donations. We are also accepting Venmo and PayPal donations. Credit cards are unfortunately the tool of the unwashed masses, and we do not accept this. So
We have people for those things.
from left to right, we have Captain Thunderfluff.
General.
I'm sorry?
General.
General Thunderfluff of the Unicorn Squad.
Congratulations.
We have Count Von Count.
Count discount bond count. Thank you very much.
Oh dear, I have to flog my boy. I apologize. Then we have Leonard Lawful d'Olivier. We have Dame Witchbury Cantaloupe, the 37th Duchess of New Derby, Hertfordshire.
Oh.
I see you short your time. Then we have Bud Kalinsky, our strange American cousin. Then we have Dame.
I've been knighted since last we met.
Dame Theodora Munchwhistle
The third.
the third.
Oh, are you part of the military?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Well, yeah, that's why I asked.
Sir Dave the Giant. As you can see, he's wearing a normal human-sized breastplate. And then we have Captain Crutch, no relation. Then we have the most esteemed Lady Euphigenia de Montaigne Bennett.
Charmed.
Enchanté. And last but certainly least, ladies and gentlemen, Yeet the Kobold.
Yeet. Yes, thank you.
All right.
Got a name on
I believe General Thunderfluff will ask you the first story of the evening.
Of course you will. It'll be the most entertaining.
Let me just quickly sort through my correspondence from.
I have clerks that do that for me. You should have that done for you as well.
Yes. The verified here how you discovered that your manservant was secretly the Emperor of Prussia and what you did about it.
Well, you see, being the general, I have control of all of the forces of the Doomicorn nation. So, I had suspicions about the private that was taking care of all my things. Some people could call them a manservant. Some people don't, whatever. It's they all do the same thing. They clean things, whatever. So, I had my spies take a look into the background of this certain private. I'm sorry. We don't have pirates.
The hell you talking
Officially. Officially, we don't have pirates. Look into this pirate, and it turns out this private had an amazingly long lineage that happened to go into the kingdom of Prussia. I went private Why do you have such long lineage? And he said, what are you talking about, General? And I said, your lineage is so long. Why is it so long? And he said, I have no idea what you're talking about, General. And I said, yes, you do. Don't be shy about it. Everyone. Well, some people have long lineages. I have a long lineage. Do you? And eventually that went back and forth for a few times. And he eventually was crying and pleading and saying, no, don't kill me, General. I'm royalty of Prussia. It was quite interesting. And then he got up off of his knees, stopped crying, because I mean, I am intimidating. Who wouldn't be intimidated by this? And we had a lovely drink about it. And now we play chess on Thursdays. It's quite lovely. His name is Ralph.
And do you swear this tale to be true?
I swear this tale to be true.
Or your name is
Oh, my name is not General Thunderfluff of the Dumacorn Brigade.
Zaz.
There you go.
Zaz.
I assumed that tale was rather truthful, as nobody decided to interrupt or clarify. If they should do so, please hold the coin that you wish to use high so that I may see it, as I do not have my spyglass with me. It was confiscated at the airport.
Yes, please do. Let me know if you'd like to interrupt me.
Let's move on to our next member of the royal court, Count von Count.
Count isn't so nice to me.
So wonderful to meet you, General.
The Baron would like to know how you invented the national dish of Italy.
Oh, so first off, let me tell you that I am amazing in the kitchen. Fractions, I'm amazing at ratios, absolutely. So when I was cooking one day, and I had my servant mixing all of this stuff, I had this wonderful idea that I was going to invent the national dish of, is it Italy?
Yes,
Italy. I had this wonderful idea. I was like, oh, I could do this. I've cooked one dish today. Ha ha ha. 2 dishes today. Ha ha ha. 3 dishes today. Ha ha ha. Surely a 4th wouldn't cause me any trouble at all. So I went to my servant and I said, servant, you need to gather up all of these ingredients. And I gave them not 1 list, ha ha ha, not 2 lists, ha ha ha, but 3 lists of materials that I needed to cook this dish. And after they,
I did hear that they gave you all the wrong ingredients and ended up being a very poisonous dish.
So,
is that true?
That is true. It ended up being a very, very, very poisonous dish, which is why I was really glad I tested it on my servants. But, it didn't stop at just the 1 servant, ha ha ha. I went to the 2nd servant, ha ha ha. The 3rd servant, ha ha ha. And finally at the 4th servant, I went, this is probably not the dish I want to present as, no. So I ended up going out myself, and it's just wonderful.
Uh-oh.
Surely, Countess Count von Count, you could recall all of the names of all of the dishes in proper Italian.
That one I actually would like to, but it seems that I am tongue-tied on that.
Me parola Italiana.
Sì.
Sì?
So,
No. Sì. Oui.
Provincia dell'Aquila. Okay?
so I went on and I went and gathered the stuff myself. It was so quaint, you know. It was just nice to go roaming around at the wherever it is that people go and shop for things. I don't actually know the name of it.
I believe there's a garden of olives. Is that?
Yeah, there's absolutely a garden of olives.
When you are there, you are family.
And they absolutely treated me like family. I went off and I grabbed my ingredients, and then they did things like cheer me on and say, hey, you forgot to pay for that.
Countess, I
Yes.
believe you ate the bottomless soup and breadsticks while you were there. So much that you couldn't leave.
I did. The bottomless soup and breadsticks were amazing. I had no idea such quaint food tasted so well. I mean, it is just wonderful to see all of the wholesome things like breadsticks. Have you ever had a breadstick?
No.
You wouldn't move after eating one either. I wanted to stay there all night. So,
What was the dish anyway?
so I would say my dish ended up being tacos. Because I ended
Checks
up
out.
having running out of time after spending all of my time at the Garden of Olives.
I'm pretty positive the national dish of Italy is ragu alla bolognese,
Ooh. Well, you know what?
which is not a taco. I'm not saying that you're alive, but you are definitely incorrect.
You are actually ill-informed of the history of the national dish of Italy, because it started out as tacos. And then what ended up happening was those tacos ended up transforming.
Oh my.
30 seconds.
Give some time.
One final interruption.
But surely, if you to have invented the national dish of Italy as being tacos, how we have a long history of being the national dish of tacos.
Funny you should ask that, because every other dish before mine was wrong. They had not one dish, ha ha ha, 2 dishes, ha ha ha, but 3 dishes, ha ha ha, that were wrong before mine. The tacos were right, and they were right for the time.
And this story is true.
This story is true, or my name isn't Countess Count von Count.
Zaz!
Shall we move on to
No.
Lucian? Are you ready to
Oh, yes.
Leonardo.
Yes, we must move.
Leonardo, I'm terribly sorry. I was thinking about your twin brother that I had killed. All right. Oh. Just a moment, sir. The Baron would like to know how you accidentally executed the King of Norway.
Not open a beer for this shit.
So then, 7 please present the ears of Eke as per request, and I will indulge you with my tale. In the meanwhile, I'm Leonardo, and you asked me the question of how I was to execute.
You accidentally executed the King of Norway. You remember this, obviously.
Of course,
You obviously remember.
Multiple times.
having been from the Olivier area of Italy, I finished my delicious national dish of tacos. And I was on my way to this lovely, quaint trading place, Estonia,
Oh, they have lovely vodka there.
when my boat was en route, and you see the tacos have this thing of disagreeing with me. And I needed to stop for a potty break. And as I did so, the only closest place we're at was the Kingdom of Norway.
Leonardo,
Of course.
I'll put some money up forward here because I believe what you are discussing is when you had to run for the border
Oh,
of
yeah.
Norway. Because there was a bell. I would like to hear more about
Well, what you
your
don't
taco
realize,
bell.
What you don't realize is that the bell was a misconception, you see.
Oh, a misconception.
The bell was the ringing toll of the peasants and the militia of the Swedish armies invading. And the Swedes were charging in with berry shields and all. And I was caught in the middle, you see, slightly wiping my body. The burn was real and rich. The tacos from Italy. La Familia de Aquila. And the king was so afraid of the Swedish berries rolling downhill like my shit. The king was so afraid he was also on the other side of the tree. I mistook it as a very angry seed. And I was in my own.
A rumor has it, dear, whatever your name is,
Leonardo
Leonardo
de Olivier.
de Farquaad. Rumor has it wasn't an execution. It was a fornication.
An accidental fornication.
I mean, tell us more.
I would like to give a simple donation to the LGBTQ plus. Just a simple one, because you see, you're right. The King of Norway and I had a dastardly love affair.
How
I'm a
big?
tree.
How long was his lineage?
We didn't have enough time to finish reading it. Before that bastard Swede interrupted, which, in fact, turned into I believe the country below Norway calls it the menage a trois. And from there, the truth of the matter is that I did not actually kill the King of Norway. You see, because many moons ago, it was taboo to be normal. And so the king asked me to fake his death so that we could live out our lives in love as we sailed to Estonia. And then the bastard left me
Estonia does have
for
lovely
a
vodka.
beautiful Estonian man. And this, I swear, is true. Or my name is not Leonardo Lawful de Olivier.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Put him back. Put him back. Put him back. Put him back. Put him back.
The next one of the royal card. However, Leonardo, it has been requested that you give a toast.
A toast.
A toast!
A toast.
It's not. You take up who on the royal card.
It's too heavy. I can't lift it.
Try
Thank you.
eating it.
I would like to firstly present a toast to the lovely audience out there for your support in
Yes.
everything that is of love.
Huzzah!
And then secondly, to our illustrious host of hosts for all of the efforts and for inviting me to embarrassing myself in such a liberating way. Thank you. Lastly, as I must choose one of you, your name again, my dear?
Me?
Yes.
The most esteemed Lady Euphigenia de Montaigne Bennett.
I would like to look at toast the most esteemed Lady Euphigenia.
And some other words.
De Montaigne Bennett.
Esquire. What's that? Huzzah!
All right, there you go.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, of course. Now,
Like another compliment.
our next lovely member of the royal court, and that is, of course, the lovely dame. Now, the Baron.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
I mean, the King of Norway is still talking about it, so.
Dame Winterberry Cantaloupe the 37th, Duchess of Newberry Hall.
Cantaloupe.
We would love to know how you invented the tomato.
Just letting everybody know ahead of time that I'm pushing this forward, and the word is honeydew.
Uh-huh.
I don't know when yet, but it's coming.
This kobold is rude.
That's the highest kobold I've ever met, milady.
Kobold I have met, I will assure you. However,
Dear Leonardo is literally falling apart with this story.
Olive. Down there, Leonardo. Would you mind?
eat that olive at the end of all of this. So I am going to hold him to that.
Leonardo, while you're down there, would you care to pretend that I'm the king of Norway?
I got that one. I got that one. That one was funny.
The general. And you can just call me sir.
Time that I invented the tomato,
Oh.
which is the correct pronunciation of tomato.
Shall we all put that together?
Tomato.
And you see, the right plum tomato is actually grown on the moon of Io. And when I took my rocket ship up to Io, it was not actually to invent the tomato and discover its properties to create this juicy, plump, delicious fruit, did you know? But instead, I was on the hunt for a...
Excellent.
I heard that it actually wasn't a fruit, but it was the toe of a tomat.
Well, actually,
Can I just
that
give
is
him
an old rumor before I made this journey, because, in fact, the tomat was a creature of ancient times that used to roam the lands. But although people used to put it in their salads, it was considered a fruit. So when the tomato was introduced by me and invented by me, I actually did say I'm going to put seeds in this thing
Yes.
so that I could keep
I was
the
just
rumor
trying to-
alive that it is a fruit. However, when I reached the moon of Jupiter, I discovered that instead of finding the seeds that I needed to mix to create the perfect hybrid, it was guarded by these strange tentacled creatures. And I took
Yes,
these tentacles.
yes, you are the strange tentacle creatures called honeydews. Madison
Indeed,
cantaloupe.
they were called honeydews, but the honeydews were really from one faction on the dark side of the moon that fought with the light side faction, which were the honeydon'ts. And then that I was able to take them and rip each tiny sucker from each tentacle and plant them into the supple, fertile grounds of the moon.
Heard that between the honeydews and the honeydon't, you can only have two at one time?
You cannot, that is not true. You can have both, because what that creates is something of a paradox. And when you have a paradox, you actually have two, and I understand that. But the dox is what the problem is. When you dox something, you bring about the truth to the public, sometimes not in ways that everybody wants it to happen. And then you actually discover multiple facts about the subject. And so, with the honeydews and the honeydon'ts, after this rivalry was over, they actually mixed with each other. And that's how I finally had the last part of the equation that I added to each sucker to create the perfect seed of the tomato. And I swear that this story is true, or my name is not Dame Winterberry Cantaloupe the 37th, Duchess of New Derby, Hertfordshire.
Huzzah!
Ye. Before we get to the next story, Dame, you've been requested to make a toast.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
You can't make toast out of tomato.
love to present a toast to my very brand new friend Yeet.
Oh no!
Thank you
Is
so
it rye
much.
toast?
It is
Sourdough?
it is actually a very heavily rye pumpernickel toast. And it is to you, Yeet. I know we have just met. I am quite sure that it is from your long lineage that I received this wonderful fur.
Oh, yeah.
The
That's what you sound like.
I'm up for the challenge. It's going to take a while, but we'll see what can be done. I appreciate your cash money. Thank you.
All right. Let's move on to our next member of the royal court, Ood.
Hey.
The bearer would like to hear the story
Oh, sure.
of your torrid affair
Yeah.
with the ghost of Anne Boleyn.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was a hot one. Oh, sure.
Oh,
I
for sure, yeah.
You know, the first problem was we had to have her killed, you know. I tell you, it's not so easy killing somebody who's been dead that goddamn long. And then when we had her killed, after we got her killed, she was pretty damn dead. What? Dude. Oh, she came up hunting so many goddamn times, And eventually I just said, hey, actually, when you don't come around, I kind of miss your face.
What are you doing Friday night?
So unfortunately,
Food.
yeah,
I've heard that the first time that she ever came and haunted you, you were in your ice shanty fishing.
oh, sure. Yeah, that was after we killed her. We put her in the bottom of the lake. Right? Oh, the best thing she could use is really, old mistress's toes, as we were talking. So she came up and she was just screaming like a banshee out of that ice bowl. She called me the worst ice bowl I was ever called. No, she was a wonderful lady, but she was, she just was, she screamed so loud, she scared all the fishes away. And I was like, this is going to be the worst time ever. But, eventually she started to cry a little bit. And I was upset. I felt bad for us. I said, I can hold you for a little bit here. And we really became close about this.
Yes.
Dear Ood,
Yeah.
I actually heard it wasn't Anne Boleyn, but it was Anne Borden.
Oh, you mean Lizzie's little sister?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. She was one of the ones that Lizzie killed with the axe. After she gave her 40 whack. And, again, it was just the thing is that there was actually both of them, right? Because the two ghosts. It's a menage. Once you start finding a ghost you can love, the other ghost starts saying, hey, I had that kind of affection for a while.
So it was a menage a ghost.
It started with just the two of them, the three of us, but then it goes and it goes and it goes. Oh,
You take off the hat, you're fired.
Are you willing to become a ghost?
So, the ladies, they really like me. I take them out to the hunts, I take them out to shacks, I take them out to the ice fishing holes, anywhere around. We go and get ourselves some good pasties, we wander around the North Woods and eventually.
What are these pasties you speak of?
Oh, they're the best food. They're like a pizza except flat,
But I thought
I heard that one of your trysts was in this thing called an outhouse.
There's the outhouse and there's the in-house, and it's the in and the outhouse and the in-house. We don't got a lot of electricity and indoor plumbing there. So, so a lot of times, especially in the cold nights, you have to trudge out into the snow, and there's 30 feet of snow up in the air, and you have to work your way out to the outhouse. And digging your way out to the outhouse is really a pain. But those ghost ladies, they really help with that. They really go
30 seconds.
Perfect. And Odd Kalinsky, you swear that this is true. The story is true, or my name is not Odd Kalinsky.
Ood, that you
Ood, Odd.
I'm just a ghost talker here. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No judgment.
No shaming, no kink shaming.
It gets really lonely out there. Yeah.
Think of all the plasma.
I hope to our next story. Jane, you have been requested to make yet another toast.
Another toast.
Yo.
Shall my big giant.
Hi. Hi.
I'd like to present a toast to you because you are so large and mighty.
Thank you. I know most of you can't even see around me. But, I tried to put as much that's just under me.
That's what you.
My friend the giant, what did you get?
Dave.
It's so short, I could not remember. Today, the giant. Sure, you are the largest among us.
Dave.
May your lineage be as long.
Dave.
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 Dave. Dave.
Dave.
Dave. Dave. Dave.
It's the Dave.
It's not the Baron's rave. That's next week.
Bravissimo.
Now, dear Miss Dame Theodora Munchwhistle, the third, we would like to know
Fresh start.
how you caused the Pope to parade naked through the crowded streets of Vienna.
I mean, who hasn't?
So
It ain't that hard.
true, it was not that hard, but it's still a great tale, and the Baron loved it when I told this one. So there I was. I found myself in Vienna, as you do, as a knight of the realm, and I was staying at this quaint little inn down the road from where the Pope was staying, as I later discovered. And we were carousing. Great.
Excuse me, your name.
Well, actually,
Yes, General.
I heard that the Pope stays in the Vatican City.
Oh, he does that. I'm getting there, you see. He was staying in the Vatican. But,
No, the Vatican City.
city, yes.
It's its own country in and of itself.
Certainly.
Yes.
So he was there, as you said, in the Vatican City.
Shame.
And I was in Vienna, and he heard that I was in town. So he did, in fact, come out in the little Pope mobile. We've all seen the thing, right? Got the big windows and everything.
Yep,
So
those
there
are very, very bulletproof.
Yes. But with the hat, I'll tell you about. I
That
had to
was
wear
not
a hat
foolproof.
later that night, so there we were. So there I was, at the bar, drinking and thinking.
About the Pope?
And as we continued to carouse, the door burst open, and there was the bright white light of the Pope mobile, because it's got little lights on the front, I think.
So, dear
Jesus.
Dave. Dave, right? It was Dave, correct?
I was knighted since last we met.
Oh, then why aren't you knight?
Because,
Where in Scotland are you exactly?
Edinburgh.
Isn't it England?
No.
Are you sure?
Aye. So then what the lights of the Pope mobile coming through the big wooden doors, and the Pope he steps out of the mobile, as it were.
Wouldn't that just be a car at this point?
No, because it's got the big glass windows and it's the lights and everything.
Those are bulletproof, you know.
Oh, we found out that it was bulletproof later. I'll tell you.
No, it's bulletproof because they did it afterwards.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, Jason.
Thank you, Megan. I mean, so all of this talk of the Pope mobile and the glass and the light. I'm assuming we're talking about like a thing that hangs from the sky and you like hit it with your hand, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And it spins very quickly.
I just want to explain. I want you to explain to everyone how the Pope fits in this hanging device.
Well, you see, he's got
Pinata.
no. He's got
The Pope.
It's a ring, you see, and when he twists it, he shrinks. And he can fit inside of the mobile, and he likes to do it because it makes him dizzy. There we were. The Pope came flying in.
Surely, as the Pope was in the mobile, Italian pronunciation of those words. He was eating the national dish of. I want to ask you.
The taco shrimp.
What is the problem? Well, everything the Pope touches is blessed.
Aye.
What is the proper papist blessing in proper Italian? Taco.
I lost the thing.
Taco del Torre. El Bistite. Del Toro Taco. El
Africana.
Pronunciation is beautiful.
Yeah.
Jesus
I
fucking
you're
Christ.
edificating me. You see, we from Scotland often don't.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti taco.
Day or things talk.
Oh.
Was the Pope came flying in the spinning lit mobile, and he hopped off mobile, and he hops off of it, right? Because he heard I was down. So there he is, tiny Pope standing on the bar, right? So now it's lit, the bar, and he spins the ring, and he becomes large. But his clothing, you see, because we're coming back to that part, didn't grow with him. So this was in all his glory, in all his glory, and so we danced down the street because he needed to go and find more clothes.
How long was his lineage?
Oh, it was long.
Wait, which Pope are we talking about?
Right down the end of his Italian boot. I mean,
And my yes, I swear this story is true, or my name is not. Oh my God, I forgot my name.
How's the fur?
Huzzah!
She was fixing nice, you know.
Huzzah.
Now, Sir Dave the Giant.
Dave. Nice.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
The crowd would like to know how you were the true author of Mozart's Requiem.
Oh.
You see, with my great stature, I was tramping through the countryside.
Isn't it true that you were actually the director? Sorry, I'm the general. Isn't it true that you're actually the director, the first director of Requiem for a Dream?
Oh yes, both happened simultaneously, actually. It started out as
I don't want to know what happens when you. No, I can't even say it. I can't even.
Yeah, no. Keyboard to keyboard.
when I came across the manufacturer of the pianos. I didn't know it at the time. I thought it would be shoes. So I attempted to slide my feet into these nice long wooden boxes, right? But my toenails were so long they kept plucking these little keys. And as I was walking around,
Disgusting, Dave.
people kept following me, dancing and
Dave.
commenting on how beautiful my noise was. And as I was,
Sir Dave,
Dummy.
Sir Dummy, isn't it true? There's a special cheese that comes from under your toenails.
Why?
oh,
Why?
course.
Why? Why would you do this to us? It's just not necessary.
again, with the massive size, it collects the debris as I'm wearing the open-toed
Dave,
shoes.
tickets to not ask any more fucking questions.
Was that a question? So the debris actually gathers underneath my toenails. And as I'm walking around, it drops behind me. So these dancers who were following me and listening to my beautiful music being tapped on by my toenails,
It's no longer tasty.
they just kept eating it, and I couldn't tell why.
Well, you
It
still
wasn't until
look
way
tasty.
later that they told me about
I mean, what?
cheese that was happening. But then they started feeling really ill,
Yes.
and I kept trying to figure out why. But you see, they were all falling asleep and dreaming, and they kept talking about this requiem thing. So I don't know what this requiem for a dream is, but I definitely knew. And this was true, or my name isn't Dave.
All right.
Not big.
Huzzah.
Next up, Captain Crunch. No
Yeah.
relation. Crunch. The question that the Baron wishes to ask of you is your encounter with the ghost ship, the Flying Dutchman, and what strange cargo it carried.
All right, so the weird thing is that I'm actually from Brooklyn. A lot of people don't know, but there's pirates in the Atlantic as well. So
I've heard there's islands in the Atlantic as well.
it's like a Fojo. It's like Fiji, but it's in it's the Atlantic. So anyway, Flying Dutchman comes along, and I'm like, "What are you doing here? Is that Atlantic? This is where New York is. What are you? Yeah, what's your fucking landlocked?" So anyway, it gets over here, and I get on the ship, and I kill its captain. Oh, what?
I mean, one, the Dutch are on the Atlantic. Yeah, on the Atlantic. What? They're not landlocked. They're famously waterborne people.
Oh, sure, they are now.
When was founded.
Using the map they gave me.
Which apparently has an ocean we've never heard of, called the Not-Atlantic.
Maybe I
I'm
don't know.
only giving you money so I can complain about the historical inaccuracy. Move along, Brooklyn.
I'll fucking tell more wrong shit. So anyway, I killed the Dutchman on the famously not landlocked Dutch.
Yeah, they're kind of on that.
And then I fucking go down into his area.
Go on, go
I
on.
followed his long line to find his crunch berries.
I go into the Dutchman's undercarriage.
What was his lineage like?
It was, I got like a 3. And I think he was more like a 22. And, oh yeah, I found his royal jewels,
Excellent.
which were, haunted by this Anne Boleyn chick he was banging.
Oh, that girl, she got around.
I swear this story is true, or else my name is not Captain Crunch, no relation.
Yeah. Crunch berries.
I believe it is time for Lady Eugenia.
Euphigenia.
Yes.
Euphigenia.
All right.
You can call me Euphy.
Yeah.
No, you can. You say. You say.
You say.
What would you say?
You vagina.
Look, why do you think I want?
Wait, why would
you
you
say?
vagina?
You vagina.
The Baron would like to know how you claimed Neptune for the British Empire.
Oh, fine. All right, look. So this was about 15 or so years ago, and I decided that it was going to be a really good idea for me to just like go to space, right? Because nobody had ever done it before or something. And so I decided I wanted to see how far I could go. So I had a really nice spaceship, and I just thought that it would be really, really cool if I just like, I don't know, if I just went as far as I could, right? So, so there I was going past Mars and Jupiter and Saturn and whatever. Wait, no, what?
It's Uranus. The word you're looking for is Uranus.
Which, by the way, is famously landlocked.
For that one, yeah.
Matter of fact, one of the patrons is donating a coin for your lecture on historical.
So yeah, whatever, Uranus, whatever. And so I got past there and I got to Neptune and I landed on it and it was like really cold, right? Yes, Sir Dave, or Sir Dave, whichever you prefer.
I heard that you actually borrowed one of the general's minions as space travel.
Which general?
Unicorn.
Oh. Yeah, I did actually, because what I've heard about like unicorn horns is that they're really good at providing fuel for space travel.
I'm sorry, what are they good for?
Lineage. They're good for lineage.
Yes, you know, unicorns have famously long lineage.
I mean, yes.
It was the unicorn horn that actually helped me get to Neptune. And then when I got there, it was so cold, right? And I thought that, you know, the Brits don't really know what weather is.
Probably.
I'm sorry, you vagina.
You
Traveled to the moon, Io. I do know about space travel, and I wonder, how did you breathe on Neptune? What is the scientific composition
I can answer that.
the various gases of the air in Neptune?
Well, I figure it's got to be at least.
Neptune?
Yeah, I think it's got to be at least 50% oxygen, right? Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to breathe at all.
Do you think?
Actually.
Or is it? I think it's
Pretty certain it's at least 50% oxygen because I didn't bring anything with me on my trip to Neptune. So it's so cold on Neptune, right? That I figured that like since the Brits don't really know what. My goodness.
So you're saying 50% oxygen. I'm pretty positive that a breathable atmosphere for us human people is actually only 21.5% oxygen at best, and mostly actually made of nitrogen.
But can you say that again? Yate's over here yeeting up a storm.
What the hell did I tell you about being koboldy?
I think the general was just curious as to what the second most
Oh well.
prestigious element in the atmosphere is.
Well, yeah, no, you're right. It's like nitrogen in it, isn't it? Yeah, no, you're right. It's nitrogen. So at 50% oxygen, it's like 30% nitrogen, and then it's like, and then it's like 20% hydrogen, which is why you still get rain sometimes because the hydrogen and the oxygen combine, and then that's where you get the water, right? And then also that's where you get the rain, which the Brits are so used to. So I figure that like it could be a really good place for like, you know, Queen Elizabeth, may she rest in peace. This was 15 years ago, so she was still alive then, yeah. Oh, yeah, 30 seconds, absolutely. But yeah, I figured it'd be a really good place for Queen Elizabeth to retire once she finally decided to pretend to die for the rest of us. So I placed it for her, and she's not actually dead. She's on Neptune, right? And I swear that this story
With
is
Tupac?
true. Yes, absolutely, with Tupac, absolutely. And I swear this story is true. Oh, my name is not the most esteemed lady, you Virginia de Montaigne Bennett.
You vagina.
Youth vagina?
Vagina of youth.
Oh, vagina.
To you.
On the stage here. I'd like to know. A man
Times.
Dublin has a contract stating that he owns your right leg.
Dublin.
I actually don't have any legs, so that's a really weird statement.
Well,
I literally don't have it.
well, I mean, this is probably half the reason
Yeah,
why you
this
ain't
is
got
weird.
legs in it.
It's weird.
That's
But
looking
I can talk about that guy in Dublin. His name was it's probably Patty, because that's he and I went drinking.
That's fucking racist.
I mean, it is, but it's also accurate.
I mean, I didn't say it wasn't true.
Me and Patty, so what happened is this: we got a little wrecked, and then we got this handicap, like the handsome cab, like the guy has some like really pretty horses, and then like they have like a thing behind it. And we got in it, and he was like, "Yo, do you boys like the whiskey?" And we were like, "Yeah, we do." And then he was like, "Have you ever had?" Yes.
I heard it wasn't horses though. I heard that it was snails.
Snails? I mean, I mean, are we talking about like the things that are like 15 times my size with a very long lineage and sometimes have bells associated with them? Or are you talking about like the things that are about half my size and have their own home attached to the back of them that are part of condo associations? The ones that are like slugs,
Yeah,
but with like
exactly.
attitude, like gentrified slugs.
Exactly. Yeah, proper slugs.
No slugs.
They were horses, or were they? So there was like it was a handsome cab with 3,000 snails, and it took us like 14 years to get to the bus.
14 years?
Yeah. Nice. Good callback. It took us like 14 years, but he took us to this place to get whiskey, which turned out was literally all of Ireland. So I'm still actually there right now. And I declare that this is completely true, or my name isn't.
Huzzah!
Theodore requests that you give a toast, and that will end our first round of our.
A toast, you say?
Yes.
You have to stand for a toast, right? You can't. So I'm not.
No.
Yeah.
No, Dave.
Dave. Landlocked.
Everything's fucking landlocked.
Damn Dutch chairs.
Thank you for allowing me to give a toast. And I'd like to give a toast to the Countess von Count. May her reign last long as her lineage.
How many toasts are you giving her?
17.
One toast.
Actually, ladies and gentlemen, thus ended the first round of the charitable organization. Please give a round of applause to you. We shall return in just a few moments for round number 2 to give you a chance to refresh, utilize a
A privy.
privy, And also for those of you in the audience who wish to make donations ahead of time, so that if you want to preload and have coins ready, should the second round just
What?
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
shall be back in
Red Bear, yeah.
Congratulations, fellow human! You've reached the end of an exciting episode of Theater of the Mind Players. If you enjoyed our story, please like the video. If you want more games, subscribe to our channel. Attack the bell for notifications on new posts. If you liked the episode, please tell us what you enjoyed the most in the comments. If you loved the episode, consider joining our Patreon. You'll get access to special shows, session zeros, and help us determine what we play on the show. We love our friends of Pat Rayon, and we hope to see you there.